I've been I've been throwing my bag on the foot of the tripod. That's been mitigating the what am I thinking? The wobble effect that I tend to, accidentally cause when I fucking take a turn too hard. Ah, I'm thinking about what gym I want to go to. Uh, yeah, fuck it. We'll go to the Y. So now it's 8:30. Well, 8:25. If you watched the last video and you paid attention, I was talking about going to a metro, more like 20-ish minutes away, but nah, I don't wanna. I don't want to be out that late. Or wobbling a little. So basic plan for chest. I mean, same as usual. Heavy incline pressing of some variety. Um, the dumbbells at this gym, they only go up to 110. Now that used to be perfect. Back when I was what 70 pounds lighter, 60 pounds lighter. Now it's been a while since I messed with the dumbbells. I went to the Metro one day, and I go to do the 175s. But what happened was I swear the bench was like different than what I'm used to. And as soon as I like throw them up a couple of reps in, I felt like pulled a little something like a fucking asshole. Throw the weight down. I'm sure somebody knows what day that was. That ended up being a shoulder workout instead. Because I mean, if you tweak something, do not just push yourself through the workout. I know it almost feels like you want to just finish the workout just because you want to have like at least completed something, right? Like let's say you're doing legs and your knee, like you feel something in your knee, and you're midway through your leg extensions or whatever, right? You might get this little urge, like, oh fuck, just keep going. Let's just finish and be done. Bad move. Not the greatest move. You're gonna want to just fucking shut that shit down and begin the recovery process, right? Because I mean, for one thing, you never want to get hurt in the first place. I've been I take that advice into consideration. I've been getting even from like Fuad and whoever else. The weight. We're not power lifters here, right? We're just trying to build some muscle. But I still think moderately heavy weight is going to be good for me. But if you're trying to push yourself to the point where you're actually getting hurt, then I mean you're taking steps backwards, right? But I mean in my mind I want to approach the line of intensity without detriment, right? You get to smile for 3 seconds when you throw up like 4 plates on incline or something, but that wouldn't be worth shit if I recreated that one Larry Wheels video. Oh, I shouldn't have even thought about that. Oh my god. Now I've got some bad heebie-jeebies about this chest workout. Nah, not really. I'm just kidding. But yeah, basic idea. Incline chest, probably incline barbell. I've been on a barbell kick for the last few months. And then maybe incline Smith. I might just be done with incline pressing with barbell. Do maybe 5 or 6 sets. I mean, if it feels like shit, then I'll just move on to something else as soon as I do the first set or the feeler sets. But, in that sense, I like to kind of go by feel, right? Let's say I do one set incline, like even just with one plate, and I know, like, okay, I just don't feel this today. Like my shoulders are above, like, for whatever reason, I'm like, no, no more of this. Then I move on to Smith. Or maybe, like, something on my shoulders just jacked. I'm like, okay, let's just do a fucking lighter cable squeezing based day, right? Do some cable press. The more workouts that you can sort of, you know, I don't want to say just make up. Like when I think of these, they're based on a certain set of guidelines, right? I want to do heavy pressing in the beginning, moderately heavy at least, and then more squeezing movements at the end, right? With a good stretch, like the cable flies. But the more varied you can make your workouts, the better, right? You don't want to just get stuck in the same routine. But so like Like I was saying, it's 8:30 now, like 2 minutes out. They close at 9:30, but for me, I mean, one muscle group, especially chest, since I'm going to be doing a lot of just the same movements. Like I may only do 3 movements. Oh well, I might even do 2. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. But it won't take too long, right? I could still get a solid chest workout in 30 minutes. I'd probably prefer more like 45, but I mean, that's pretty much exactly what we're at now. So, may end up being an outdoor pose down again if they kick me out. But sometimes they let me float around there for a few minutes when they close down. So, I guess we'll just have to fucking see. Let's get started. No more chat. Okay, so a little bit less weight than the last chest day. Something about so obviously I didn't jump straight to fucking 3 plates out of 10. I'm not a fucking fool. I did like a 15-minute cable warm up, tricep push downs, like face pull stuff, rows, a little bit of like cross body single arm cable presses, and then a couple reps with the plate, couple with 2, couple with 3. But the couple with 3 felt kind of heavy to the point where I didn't want to do 365. But 335 was all right. So I've got a pretty good gauge of my strength, and the fact that there's these secondary safeties, I don't mind benching it without a spot. So let's throw it around again. I may have had one more. Let's do 2 more 3 plates and then move on. So that didn't scare me too much. Maybe just a little. One more. Rather than do a straight set for this one, I think I'm going to do a drop set. So I won't go to failure with 3 plates. I'll get close, maybe 7 reps, and then get up, take a plate off, and then burn out with 2 plates. Now I need a spotter. I'm going to go grab a helping hand. Let me flag him down. So next up on the agenda, I'm gonna do some cable presses. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds between a press and a fly, right? When the cables are more than like, obviously if the cables were like shoulder width, then the force would only be, coming straight towards me. And that'd be the same kind of pressing as like a bar or whatever else. But the fact that the cables are so wide means that not only do I have a lot of tension at the bottom, right? Same as with a press, but as I get closer to the top, sure, some of the weight is pulling me backwards, but the cables are still pulling my hands outward. So even though I'm doing a press, I'm focusing on keeping my hands together, right? Because the cables wants to pull them apart. So the squeeze is just unparalleled. Like, sure, I get a crazy amount of tension on those incline bench, but that's mainly at the bottom. That's kind of why I like doing more so partials towards the lower end. But with these, you'd be totally missing out on the movement if you only stayed down here instead of getting way out here. But enough explanation. I'm kind of strapped for time. I'm just gonna do 4 sets here, maybe 5. I'll just splice between them. Oh yeah. All right, so apparently commentary is needed. Fucking rookie move. This one was 3 pounds heavier. I mean, should I just leave? Is the workout ruined? Obviously not, but there's fucking no need to work each muscle with a different weight. I mean, that's fucking common sense. So make sure to load your weight correctly. You can look for inspiration in your training from all sorts of different types of lifters, right? Clearly, I'm taking a page out of a power lifter's book right now. I like to sit down in between my sets, man. I want to catch my breath. I remember when I used to do one of my fucking trainers, he was like, sitting down, you can't catch your breath as well, man. You got to stand up, put your hands over your head, really take some deep breaths. I don't care what kind of degree you have, man. I'm taking a seat. I'm getting a couple of breaths together before my next set. Whether or not that's right, that's what I like doing. Which, to an extent, you should kind of apply to your own training, right? Like, let's say for whatever reason, you like doing something slightly unorthodox in the gym, right? Slightly counter intuitive to the general populace, to the point where people might look at you and say, what is that guy doing? If that works for you, and for whatever reason, like if you're doing some kind of weird bicep curl or some kind of weird something, I can't really think of anything right now, but you fucking feel some crazy fatigue in the targeted muscle you're working at, and you get a crazy pump, and in the long term you're making gains, then guess what? That's fucking perfect for you, right? There is no right answer. Well, there is no pinpoint specific answer for every different aspect of lifting, right? Because every person, every fucking lifter responds to shit differently, right? So that's your responsibility to look at yourself and be like, okay, what's going to work the best for me, right? And then, another level of responsibility, you've got to be able to sort out and determine whether or not when someone tells you something, or if you watch a video of someone talking about a workout or a diet, whatever, you've got to be able to think about it logically, digest the information, and say, this makes sense to me, or this guy has the mind of a first grader. Right now, that's sometimes difficult to distinguish, especially if the guy saying it is fucking jacked, right? I could say fucking whatever stupid shit, and if I explain it well enough and I use some big words, he might be inclined to believe it. So that's why I always say, like, listen to what I'm saying, but don't just like instantly absorb it. Think to yourself, okay, Sam, are you saying something smart or are you being an idiot? And that's on you. That's on you, the viewer. All right. Fucking. Does this need explanation? Not really. Probably, I don't know, maybe 15 reps. That's not like a number I'm shooting for. That's just kind of an estimation, right? Because I'll go to the point where I'm just doing partials, and then I'll say, okay, that was enough. And the crazier you are as a lifter, the more intense that your level of, okay, that was enough is going to be, right? Like I'd hate to do a set where I just can't touch my hands together. Like, okay, full rep, full rep, full rep. Oh, can't do a full rep. We're done. You got way more tank in the gas than that. Whatever. Let's throw the shit around. Oh my God. So in terms of the stretched position, love pec deck. But with a lot of weight, I mean, it's just hard for me to seriously squeeze it at the top. There's some pec decks, they're extra fancy, and you can adjust the strength curve, right? So basically I'd be able to pull a lever and make it nice and heavy at the bottom, right, where I've got a ton of tension, and then lighten it up as I come in here, and I can seriously squeeze. Oh, but I think just one of these will be good. I'm gonna finish with a cable fly drop / superset. You'll see in a second. Then we can check the pump when we're done. Only took like 40 minutes. All right, last set. Make sure I get a good stretch, squeeze hard, finish off this fucking pump. So basic plan, if I were to describe to you how to do it, if you have a similar cable setup to this one, where it has the two arms, then set it real wide, just about shoulder height, and then do as much weight as you can handle. So I'll sit here, kind of put my butt up against the machine just for stability, and then many reps as I feel I can. Then I'll drop the weight by, honestly, probably half, right? Because the first portion, I'm trying to move around pretty much like as much weight as I can do within reason. But the second portion, I'm not going to do flies like this. It'll be more so like a high to low kind of fly. So a little bit of lower pec development. I don't really love slamming the lower pecs, but the stretch, I mean, if you do it, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then the squeeze, oh, I know that's kind of a silly explanation, but no words are going to compare to you actually just doing the movements. So let's just finish this shit off. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's go check this shit out. We're done. All right, I may get busted. Nah, they're gonna let me chill. I probably got maybe not that long before somebody kicks me out. Ugh. But it doesn't take long to check the pump. So I was just telling somebody I felt a little bit weaker today, but based on this pump, you wouldn't fucking think it. Holy shit. Actually, let me make sure I get some good lighting for this one. There we go. Oh yeah, that's a new thumbnail. Holy crap. Mm. Let's get a quick most muscular. So, word of warning, fully pumped. If you take a big breath and kind of just like flex your torso, you can get some extra veins to pop out, even just momentarily. But it's the same logic as taking your breath for a big ass deadlift. You'll see fucking guys pass out. So just a word of warning if you ever want to get like a real veiny shot. Like if you start to feel a little lightheaded, just cut it. Take a big breath. Oh yeah, I was starting to feel it just a little. Oh my goodness. Okay. They're probably gonna get me. Let me do dude. This is a sick ass pump. Something about chest. I mean, I get my biceps going a bit from the flies. Obviously, a little bit of front delt pump. Just overall, everything's going crazy. One more, then we can get out of here. This right here is going seriously nuts. Holy shit, dude. Whoa. Honestly, based on how that first set of 315 felt, I wouldn't expect this pump to be so crazy. But I think that's just that's probably just because in my mind, I still have a little bit of ego lifter in me where I equate the value of the lift or the quality with, the weight that got moved. Even though I know it's all about the pump. But, it's hard to, God damn, it's hard to get the fucking shirt on when it's wet. Fuck. No, it's hard to, I don't even remember what I'm saying. My fucking brain's fried right now. Oh. So just to recap, hard chest day, a scoop of mango, oh fuck, no. Watermelon candy hostility. They're doing a buy one, get one 50% off. I was surprised how good it tasted, honestly. Like, I know that sounds like such a fucking sponsored thing to say, but I'm not trolling. Let's get out of here. Let's get the fuck out of here. I was scrolling through the fucking pose down video before I actually started getting this last little clip. Whoa! Yeah, that's fucking sick. That's a good feeling. Who doesn't like being pumped? Come on, if you're a lifter, well, I'm honestly probably just anybody in general, right? Fucking, you pass a mirror, you'll do a little flex, even if you're not a lifter. Right? You're not gonna watch Rocky without getting a little bit of your training spirit getting hyped up. It's ingrained deep inside you. But enough of that. Let's slam the cluster dextrin shake. and get the heck out of here. Man, I really filled this one up, huh? Whew. I I've said this before. I mean, I'm not gonna fucking sip on the shake on the way home. I just want to slam it and be done. You know, as soon as the lift is over, get some easily digestible carbs into my system. Start the recovery process. Get what I'm saying? You get what I'm freaking going on about? So actually the only thing I know I've got planned is at least a caniac. I don't know what kind of orders they or names they have for the orders, but fuck, it's been a while since I've had canes. And me saying it in the car made me keep thinking about it during the lift. Not like the whole time, obviously, but like every so often. So, I mean, in a bulking context, dude, calories are calories, right? You can eat all the chicken and rice you want, but if it's not tipping the scale, if you're not making any gains, then what are you gonna think to yourself? Oh, well, I'm doing everything right. I'm eating so much. You gotta eat more. That's really it. Like the only thing making me gain weight is the food, right? It doesn't matter how crazy my lift was. If I don't eat enough food, right, then I'm not gonna have the fuel to grow any muscle, right? And that goes for everybody across the whole spectrum of lifters, from novices to advanced guys. Sure, the gains are going to be slower after a couple of years, but fucking still rings true. I was in the mentality of main gaining for my first couple of years of lifting, but I don't know, the bulking and mini cutting method has worked pretty effectively for me so far. But that's just me. You got to look at your own situation and just try to figure out what's best for you. So, what else is there to discuss? I don't know. I mean, like I was saying on the way here, back to regularly scheduled videos. Back day tomorrow. Pretty excited about that. I'm fucking excited for every day, right? Like I don't have a favorite muscle group, right? For me, obviously, I want to grow all my fucking muscles, right? In accordance with each other. I'm not an aspiring men's physique competitor, so guess what? That means legs are on the agenda, right? So yeah, I mean each muscle group just has its own benefits and drawbacks. Well, not even pros and cons, but just like different aspects. Arm day, not even close to as exhausting as a solid leg day, right? And who doesn't love a fucking big ass arm pump? Uh, Honestly, all I can really say is the benefit is you get that specific muscle pumped, you get to see it bigger than normal, and the drawback is, well, fucking, I don't even, I couldn't even really tell you the drawback, right? But I mean, pretty much what I'm trying to say is my goal, right, is growth as a lifter. I want to develop everything evenly. So for me to even have a day where I don't really like, or well, you know what I'm trying to say. If I have a day where I don't really like it, I mean, that would just kind of make me prone to slack off on it, right? Like if you're constantly talking or telling yourself, oh, geez, I fucking hate back day. Oh, back day sucks. Maybe you don't have an awesome mind muscle connection. You don't have a pair of hostile straps, so you're using a lot of forearm to grip the handles, and you're probably working extra biceps as well, right? If you have this kind of negative connotation about any particular aspect of I mean, all I ever fucking talk about is the gym, so that's what I'm going to relate it to. then you're gonna be more likely to just put less effort into it and be like, whatever, fuck it, right? I feel calves is typically a muscle group that's prone to that mentality. Fuck calves. Fuck calves, man. I got bad calves. Who cares? Calves are genetic, right? Like if you were to adopt the mentality, oh, your calves are genetic. You can't fucking train it. You can't. Some people just don't have big. I mean, you know, yeah, some people just don't have big calves, and the rest of their physique could be huge. So that would make you think. I mean, they're probably training them just as hard as anybody else. They just can't grow. Like, yeah, sure, but that's a fucking outlier, right? What makes you think that your fucking calves, the muscle fibers in them, are just so completely different than the rest of your body that they just will not grow, right? And maybe if that's it, if that is the case, well, I guess if that really is the case, then you're just screwed. But come on, it's not the case, dude. If I can hit your calves every so often. I'm a little bit hypocritical because I've been skipping calves for like 2 weeks, but my calves aren't that small, so I think I can get away with it. But I'm gonna throw them back in. Calves for me, my training methodology for the calf, the soleus, and you get what I'm saying. I really just end up doing 8 sets at the end of every lift. Sometimes I'll do it after cardio too, purely for the fact that if I eat food before I do cardio, then you know I'm training them in a fed state. I would not want to train any muscle group fasted. That would just be counterintuitive. You're just running on fumes at that point, in the sense that the only energy you're burning is coming from within, right? But calves, I think they're going to benefit from daily stimulation. I make this reference a lot. A lot of heavier set dudes, they got some big ass calves because they're walking around on them all day, giving them some constant stimulation. So if you're 160 pounds, man, that's not cutting it. So you gotta throw a little bit of volume in. At least, if you can think to yourself, okay, my calves are not sore. I'm gonna do a couple sets. Perfect way to start. Perfect way to start. And once you see a little, once you see a little bit of calf gains, you're just gonna want to grow them. If you want to see something that'll kind of motivate you to get big ass calves, you gotta read Baki. Like obviously that art style is completely like fictitious in the musculature, but for whatever reason the dude draws the guy's calves like half the size of their fucking body. So I don't know what percentage of you guys are into that kind of stuff, but it's pretty motivational. Pretty freaking motivational. Well, it's good hype. How about that? It's good hype. So, approaching home, gonna fucking shower off and oh, do I get canes first? Yeah, I feel gross. I wanna change clothes. So, shower, canes, probably some more food at home. I got a bunch of fucking instant rice from the little hostile weekend we just did because we did not eat all the groceries that we got. So, since I'm the one that was pretty close, I just took them all back with me. So I'll put a dent into those. So hopefully you guys are having, or will have a fucking baller ass lift today. You got some hype music playing, and even more than that, I hope you got cardio on the mind, just a little, man. It's not come on, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Once you make shit a habit, like I was saying this in the beginning, it's just effortless. It will become effortless for you. But do what you want. I'm not your dad. So I'll see you next time.